The crisis is given to man for the good. Welcome to our channel. Like, share, subscribe. When a person understands something, realizes what and how to do, he immediately does it. He always wants to get something, so he does something for this. But at some point, everything starts to happen not the way you want. This means that it is time for a person to move to the next level, that he is stuck at one level without development. And then there is a crisis. It's not a problem, it's a signal. You seem to be the same as you were yesterday, but yesterday's demons are no longer enough today. And in order to push you to act differently, strange events begin to occur one after another. That hard if you get sick, then you twist your leg, then your wife will cheat. But it's all of a sudden. This world makes you lift your ass and go in a different direction. If you don't move, it will be worse for you. You will start to degrade or become seriously ill. Diseases, in fact, are given to a person for his own sake, as a warning, as a motivation for action. Everything starts small, with a banal cold, and it may end in accident or death if a person does not understand what the world requires of him. But if you love the Creator, try to get ahead of Him. Do what He requires before the first warning. Climb yourself to a new level. Get rid of the very thing that prevents you from running. Learn something new. That is, do not wait for God to kick you forward. Learn to be disciplined, and God will not have to send crises on your head. So try to get ahead of Him, creating new obstacles for yourself, creating crises for yourself, and getting great pleasure from overcoming them. A very good, proven technique in business and in everyday life for yourself and your environment, your team, to create crises, at least 10 daily, so as not to sit quietly and calmly, measuredly, in the usual rhythm, bringing in to routine and stagnation. Set new goals, take new steps, model new situations. This will invigorate you. Add creativity, because with this you will still work for the future. An enviable stress resistance and develop it in the company, and you will not be afraid of any global world crisis. On the contrary, in a crisis you will only break through to the top faster without succumbing to problems. When you look at your achievements and realize that this is not enough for you, at this very moment the crisis begins. You strive to move on, rebuilding and changing everything, because otherwise you will not get to another level. But no matter how hard you try to avoid a global crisis, it will still happen. The more capable and talented you are, the higher the requirements of the higher forces for you. They just want to accelerate your transition to a qualitatively new, higher level even faster. Life itself stubbornly throws puzzles harder and harder and harder for you to solve. For example, you may unexpectedly face the betrayal of your best friend or close person, because without this shock, your illusion about this person would not have collapsed. It turns out that he was pulling you down, preventing you from developing. The world just decided by the situation that it's time to open your eyes. And the result of such a shock, you overestimate a lot. You begin to think differently, more realistically, painful but very productive. Because a person has a goal to become what he should become in this life, it must get rid of all illusions and delusions. Learn a lot as quickly as possible. The most clear and correct goal that all people must set for themselves is to realize their potential to the maximum in this life and this body. Therefore, we should all just be glad that at least the old patterns and beliefs have been replaced by new ones. The fact that the old self falls away only leads us faster to the highest goal. God knows better why we need specific trials, and therefore gives crises for our good. Everyone has a fear of failure, so is the fear of success, and is absolutely not the same thing, although at the root it is the fear of loneliness, because you see yourself on a certain material level which you consider acceptable for yourself and for your environment, and therefore any of your failures is associated with the loss of positions at this level of well-being. If you fall out of this level, you will stop below the environment. You are afraid of condemnation and ridicule, because without society, without communication, it is impossible to survive. Fear of failure is a deep subconscious desire not to fall off your level and stay afloat. But you can fall out of the familiar environment and become successful. Therefore, you are again afraid of loneliness, because you understand that success will destroy all old ties, and you will have to live in a new, unusual environment with new energy. This is always the case with a change in the level of life. You realize that there will be more money, more opportunities, better comfort, but you are afraid of the unknown, how you will feel later. Can you handle it? And this is your strong break on the path of success. There is a very good experiment, very simple and precise, like arithmetic. Write down on a piece of paper the names of your 10 closest friends, relatives, acquaintances with whom you communicate most often. Next to each, write at least an example of how much he earns. Then add it all up and divide by 10. This arithmetic means earnings is the amount that you earn yourself. Therefore, if you want more money, just change your environment to a more successful one. Two personalities coexist in each of us at the same time. One is very inquisitive, active and courageous. The other is cowardly and afraid of everything in the world. This couple is in constant conflict for any reason. The coward inside is generally afraid of everything new, even success, because any success is something new, incomprehensible, terrible, just like failure is also something new and very scary. If you have grown a big dull coward in yourself, then he will begin to manage the second person, cheerful and inquisitive. Accordingly, so will your actions. It all depends on your inner balance, and the most ideal balance is 70-30. What this means? That is 70% decisiveness for 30% caution. But do not indulge the daredevil in yourself, otherwise you risk turning into a thoughtless and reckless adventurer. When you start to work properly, do not relax, otherwise the crisis will come precisely at the moment of the relaxation, in order to keep you in good shape. It always happens that way. If you have achieved some kind of success, rest on your laurels. Immediately start working on your own hands and working like a new. You need to relax at night when you sleep or during sex. The rest of the time you need to be in a state of composure and constant dedication. Otherwise, the world will throw you in invigorating crisis to motivate you to action. If it seems to you that you have already achieved everything, you can calm down. This is a mistake. You must constantly be collected and not give yourself an indulgence. And not only in business, but in the gym, if you train your body. At home, you always train. Even more so in relationships. In a relationship, there is a huge return of energy, because you need to hear, understand and satisfy the desires of a loved one. This need must first be recognized and then learned. But how to make sure that there is enough energy for a whole day? How to recharge it? Through a favorite thing, hobby, through sport, through yoga, dance, creativity, through self-expression, a walk in nature. There is a whole arsenal of possible options here, and everyone has their own way to keep and replenish vitality. And remember, every crisis is good for you and teaches you a lot. The most important quality that you must develop in yourself, overcoming the crisis, is exactingness. Let this word be your motto now. Never stop at anything. Demand from yourself and others to give to the maximum. Every success begins with demands on yourself. When there is no exactingness, you will definitely encounter poor quality, with neglect, humiliation, and non-fulfillment of agreements. Demanding disciplines and allows you to quickly make the right decisions. Great stresses help to develop the ethics of character. Therefore, they should not be afraid. On the contrary, be grateful to them. When your life is too calm and smooth, create artificial stress for yourself in the form of training, competition, trekking. Any extreme will do. I hope you like this video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.